right, good morning, everybody. A lot going on here. You might wonder if you're passing by what's happening at Dyers Field, right? And I'm here to tell you there's a lot going on, and it's going to be a lot of fun for a long time. So a little bit of history. So up until very recently, the city had 3 Little Leagues. Greater New Bedford, right here, Whaling City in the north end, and the South End South End Youth Athletic Association League down on the peninsula. And recently, in the last couple of years, COVID was sort of the final blow to this league, whose ranks have been dwindling over time. It had been a while. There have been some changes in leadership. That league was absorbed into the other 2 leagues. And so one of the things, as much as we want kids to be out playing, we're kind of agnostic about what kind of sport they're playing. We have a strong preference that they're not on their phones, not inside, but they're actually out playing, enjoying themselves, becoming more physically fit, and most importantly, understanding what it's like to be a team member. And so we looked at this. We looked at this as an opportunity. As folks know, and has long been the case, New Bedford is a hotbed for soccer, and has been for really 100 years now. Some of the city's first soccer leagues started out back in the 1920s and have carried on through today. New Bedford High School, Greater New Bedford Folk Tech have both very rich soccer traditions. And a number of folks from the city have turned professional. It's really a big deal. It's especially a big deal. Soccer is among our Portuguese community, of course. They would tell you it's pronounced football, not soccer, but football means something different to me, to somebody who wore a helmet, used to wear a helmet. But football is big, and soccer is big in New Bedford. And we looked at, but surprisingly enough, other than the 2 high school fields, we don't have a regulation soccer field in the city. And for a long time, people have been pining for it. We have lots of soccer fields. They're just not the right size. And, the reasons for that have been the constraints that we have as a city that's almost entirely built out. There aren't a lot of spaces where they can go. So we looked at this as an opportunity to make that happen. And so that's what we're here to talk about today. We have, what we're doing here is we're essentially converting baseball fields into soccer fields. We're going to keep a couple of baseball fields. We're going to keep 1 baseball field and 1 softball field here. But this is an opportunity for us to do 2 really important things. One is to build out a regulation-sized soccer field so that both kids can play here as well as leagues can play here. All that will be managed by the Department of Parks and Recreation and Beaches under the direction of Mary Rapoza, whom you'll hear from in a second. But secondly, we will have over here, thanks to a grant from the National Parks and Recreation Association, as well as Musco Lighting, neither of whom could be here today. They were going to be here on Friday, but Friday, you saw what the weather was like. Are building what's called a mini pitch. It's essentially a smaller field for little kids. So there are 2 facilities that are being built right here. And it's going to be great. It's going to be great to promote soccer and to satisfy a need that will be here. And we have images that we'll pass out to members of the media so that you can see what it's going to look like. You'll see the design drawings in black and white, so you can see the configuration of the fields. But you can picture it more or less here, because with this open space, the big field right there, the smaller field right there. And what's especially important to me is the investment here in Dyers Field. Dyers Field was named after Joe Dyers, who'd been the president of the Little League for a long time, way back in the 60s. It was named for him in 1972, some 52 years ago. But this is going to give new life to this park, which over the last few years has been kind of moribund. And that's just really important because right here, this is an area of the city that needs that kind of investment. We have within walking distance the city's 2 largest public housing projects, Brick and Wood and Presidential Heights. We also have Eddie James over there. So we have these large public housing communities right here, where this will be, for whom this will be very, very important, as well as the neighborhoods are off in that general direction, mostly industrial over there, of course, but there are lots of people who live over there as well. So this will be a gathering point again. This is where the idea here is, when cities invest in these kinds of things, good things happen. The kids who will play here, they won't remember that the mayor threw a press conference here today. They won't know where the money came from. They won't know like all the work that was been done by Mary, but and all the others who contributed. But we can take some satisfaction in knowing that there will be lots of kids who will learn something about themselves here. They'll know what it's like to be a teammate. They'll know, they'll make memories of their games here, and they will be able to pass something of that experience on to their kids. And that's why these things are important. This isn't the only investment that's going on here right now. We have a great deal of work going on Van Buren Street, which is the street on the other side of the park over there. And we're sort of paving the way for some additional playgrounds. And the next couple of years, there's a playground that's slated to go in there that has not been funded yet. The work on that building, which is sort of the municipal building right here for the site, is going to be before the City Council in the next few months. That's another project that's a couple of years out at least. But the main thing is what we're talking about today, which are these two fields, the big field, the regulation field, as well as that one right there. So lots of folks to thank. And as I mentioned, we appreciate the funds that we got from the National Parks and Recreation and Musco Lighting. Again, unfortunately, they couldn't be here today. The funding, the total funding for the field itself is $1.3 million. That is all ARPA funds, American Rescue Plan Act funds. And one of the commitments that we made, along with the city councilors, the city council, which is represented by Linda Morad today, as well as Ward 3 Councilor Shawn Oliver, is that we're going to push a fair amount of ARPA funds into public spaces. This park is getting more ARPA funds than any in the city, and the reason for that is it needs it, and there's an opportunity here. We've funded, funds are going into ARPA funds are going into all of our major parks around the city. This one is getting the most, and again, it's because of the multiplier, what I believe is the multiplier effect here. So I want to thank the City Council for supporting those efforts. I want to thank Congressman Keating's office. Liz Rhoda is here on behalf of Congressman Keating. Congressman Keating voted in favor of the American Rescue Plan Act, as did the entire Massachusetts delegation. We appreciate that support because we've been putting those funds to work in a very productive way across the city, into capital projects. Lots of other cities push a lot of their ARPA funds into programs. There's a lot to be said for that. We took a different approach, which was to put them primarily into projects that are longer lasting. And so this is a good example of that. We will know exactly what the return on investment is, right? Again, it's not like you can calculate out the value of a great childhood experience or great childhood memory, but we know that it's valuable. And we know that lots of kids are going to have those kinds of memories here. And so that, to my mind, is priceless. So a couple of other things I just want to mention again. The architect is Tim Garish, and I want to just thank Tim. Tim, thank you for the support at Garish Architects, as well as Dandel Construction from Hanson, Massachusetts. Both really terrific in their fields, and this is going to be a great contribution again to the city. As it is with everything else here, we put a great deal of energy into design. We want this place. We want people to look at this place and say, "Wow, that place looks great. I'd love for my kid to play there. I want to play there." And we want them to be saying that for many years to come. Again, when things are built well in New Bedford, people are going to say, "That's a city that cares about itself." And when our residents see it, we want them to say, "I'm proud that that was built the way it was here." So again, this is there's a lot of other elements here. Again, there's going to be continue to be a baseball diamond, Little League diamond over there. There'll be a softball diamond still staying there. These other projects I mentioned, lots of trees. You know how much I like trees. Some 30 trees. They're going to be planted here as well. So again, we have an image to pass out. We didn't have a board here for everybody's edification, but we'll be able to make sure that the members of the media get a gander at the rendering that shows the exact layout of the place. But the most important thing I would just say is these are the kinds of investments that make a big difference in our city in the long run, and I want to thank everybody who's involved. I want to thank Mary Rapoza, our Director of Parks, Recreations, and Beaches, for all of her work. This was a labor of love for Mary, and she did a great job ensuring that this thing was done the right way, which is exactly what her boss expects. But with all that, let me just ask you to come on up and say a few words, if you would, Mary.
Sure. Thank you all for coming out for this groundbreaking. This is a really, really wonderful project, and I'm so happy to be here at this groundbreaking today. You know, we are a big soccer community, and what I've been hearing for a number of years is that we needed a new soccer facility. We did not have a full-size soccer field, and we also didn't have a facility that leagues could bring away teams to. So travel teams didn't really have anywhere to play in New Bedford. And, you know, because we are a city that's pretty much built out, I've been keeping my eye open for some property that would accommodate a full-size soccer field and the amenities that we needed to accompany that. And so when Greater New Bedford Little League brought us the news that they were not going to be able to continue to offer Little League through their organization, we came out here and took a look at the site and realized that this was what we had been waiting for. It's a property that can accommodate a soccer complex. So we're going to have the full-size soccer field, and as the mayor mentioned, a mini pitch. This will be the first mini pitch in the city, and mini pitch is a very fast soccer game and a popular soccer game. So we anticipate there's going to be a lot of folks looking for time on both the soccer field and the mini pitch, and we have a permitting process, and all of that is online at our website. And so hopefully starting next summer, that's our go-to date. Next summer we will start permitting city leagues to use the new facilities, and we can't wait to see them all out here next summer. Thank you all for coming.
Awesome. Thank you, Mary.
Thanks.
Thank you. Finally, I just wanted to call up City Councillor Shawn Oliver to say a few words. We are in Ward 3. Shawn is the Ward 3 councillor, and we appreciate his support for this project. As he could tell you more than anybody else, it'll mean a lot to the surrounding neighborhood, particularly to the public housing projects that are nearby. But really, this is a city-wide facility, and it's a region-wide facility. This is going to draw a lot of people into the city, and again, reaffirm New Bedford's primacy in soccer in the region, and we couldn't be prouder of that. So Shawn, come on up and say a few words.
Thank you, Mayor Mitchell. It's an honor to be here today representing the City Council, my colleagues, being joined by City Council Vice President Linda Morad. As you know, most of my colleagues have day jobs and they're not able to attend all of these, so an honor of mine to be here. But as alluded to by Mayor Mitchell and Mary Rapoza from the Parks Department, this is, you know, the rebirth of this area, of this park. You know, for many years, this has been, you know, a highlight of Ward 3 and the city. To see the league that was here dissolve was a tough pill to swallow. Me being a Little League baseball guy, loving baseball, playing here in all-star games, but being able to now see its new a new image, and I think it is going to bring a much-needed sense of togetherness for this area, this community, with the housing developments that we have well within walking distance. So I envision a place here where not only teams from outside the region can come and play, but our families and children here. I could see a park somewhere on this facility where while the teams are playing, the kids are playing, and I'm really excited for this. And as we've heard, large parcels of land like this don't come up in a city as developed as New Bedford is. So having this opportunity to do this, reinvest in the community, reinvest in Ward 3, I'm in full support of this, and I can't wait to see what it looks like. Thank you, Mayor Mitchell, for your commitment to using ARPA funds to better our green spaces. So I thank you guys both for working really hard on this. Thanks a lot.
Thanks. All right. So we'll go ahead and do the ceremonial groundbreaking, as it were, and then if members of the media have any questions afterward, I'll make myself available. So are we ready? All right, you ready? 1, 2, 3. All right. Thank you very much. Well done, everybody.
At Dias Field, we have other improvements on our to-do list, and the first one that we're working on is renovating the existing concession stand, which is located right off the new soccer field location. It's our intention to have the restrooms there fully operational and open when the soccer field opens next year. We will also get that canteen back up to shape so that the canteen can open at some time in the future. We are also currently looking for funding to improve the Little League diamond that's going to remain in the park, and we're working to get some funding together for a new playground in the Dias Field as well. And there is one other large building here at Dias Field that sometime down the road would be a fantastic opportunity for locker rooms and other things to really support this soccer complex.
Hi, my name is Carlos Acosta. I'm here representing the Miguel Morad Softball League down here at Dias Field. We want to thank the city and Mayor Mitchell for all the effort that they have put into this area, and looking forward to seeing all these projects finish over here so we can see all our kids over here enjoying what this park has always brought to this neighborhood. My kids used to play baseball here. Now I'm going to be able to see my son, the youngest, who plays soccer too. And we're looking forward to seeing this project done, seeing what else they're going to do